Hello, everyone. Jackie Tomlin here, and welcome to another episode of When Spirit Speaks podcast. Thank you all for your comments and your likes and your shares. I greatly appreciate it. Let me start with giving you my contact information. Website is JackieTomlin.com, and you can reach me by either text or by phone call at 804-731-2302. So today's topic, this is something I've done numerous interviews on, as well as an article years back in Fate magazine, and it is what to look for in a psychic reading. Okay. What you can expect, what you may not expect, things of that nature. Okay. So, we've got many people seeking advice nowadays. Personally, my clientele includes fellow psychics, white collar workers, blue collar workers. We have family, friends, neighbors, and yes, there are those celebrities as well. So there's, everyone is seeking answers to something or another. Okay. Some things you want to look out for. Okay. Some things that you want to be prepared for. First of all, let's look at the psychic that you're getting the reading from. How long they've been around. You can find this information, usually on a Google search or whatever, to see, are they something, is this new to them? Is this something they're accustomed to doing? Things of that nature. And just do a little research on your own. Do they have bad reviews? Have they been in trouble for scamming people? That's a big one. That is a big one. And the next thing you need to know, what type of reading are you looking for? Yes, there are different types of psychic readings out there. Okay, so each psychic comes with a variety of gifts, and more than likely, whatever psychic you're dealing with has more than one gift. Okay. So, the clairvoyant is the one that sees images or like a film going off. And a tarot reader is the one that's going to give you a card reading. They're going to work with cards. A medium is someone that's going to connect with the other side or communicate with that other side. An intuitive is the ability to tap into your intuition, that gut feeling, that nagging feeling, that like knowing that something is going to happen. And an empath is one that taps into emotions. And some are really good at giving timelines. Some, they don't give timelines at all. Bottom line is, don't hesitate to ask your psychic where their strengths are. Okay. And they're more than willing to discuss their strengths. They will discuss their weaknesses. Like, for example, I'm really good at picking up a pregnancy. I am not very good at picking up the gender of an unborn child. So, everybody has their strengths and their weaknesses. Do you have to have a list of questions? I mean, it's helpful, and it's more so not to the psychic, but it's more helpful for you to make sure you've covered everything that you're seeking to ask. I mean, one reason why I cover after a paid reading, you get a free email follow-up, because I myself have been for readings, and 30 minutes after that reading, I'll think, I forgot to ask about this, or I should have asked about that. That allows for you to come back and ask another question. Okay. So sometimes that list of questions, I must say, is important. It's not something that you have to do. I have people that, one of the reasons for today's episode is some people that have never had a reading are just scared to death, literally terrified of what I may say. Okay. And there's no reason to be scared. Relax, breathe. If you're uptight and tense and stressed, it's no good and it's no fun, and I want you to have fun with what you're doing. And whether it's with me or anybody else, you should have a great time. That reading should be insightful and uplifting and fun. Okay. Most don't mind doing a general reading. Okay. And a general reading is, I really don't have a specific question. I just want to know what you see coming up or what you pick up on around me. And that's fine. But let me tell you what do not do. Okay. Do not give a psychic your birthday. They ask for your date of birth. Just say, I'd rather not, because it's too easy for them to hone in onto your zodiac sign. And when they hone into your zodiac sign, they're going to pick up some traits that are going to mesh with you. Okay. No matter what. So if you want that true reading, don't give them your birthday. Don't even let them ask you for your birthday. I mean, psychics are just as human as you are, and it's a natural gift. So there's nothing to fear there in that aspect. Like I said, part of my clientele is other psychics. The same as that I go to other psychics to get my own reading. Readings for myself are not clear at all. I will tell anybody it's like watching the old television set with the antenna with the picture scrolling, or you've got static coming through. That's what it's like to read for yourself. They're the hardest read ever. But if they're putting fear in you, you need to stop the reading, and you have that ability to do so. There is a whole section on my website. Again, it is JackieTomlin.com to what to look for in psychic scams. I have a lot of clients that have been scammed. And when I say scam badly, out of thousands and thousands of dollars. And the numbers are just absolutely staggering. So there's a list of things that you need to look out for. Okay. Common is curse or hex removal. Purchasing candles or crystals to do a cleansing on you. And don't send money Western Union. There's no recourse on it. Okay. Spell work, etc. Now, let me say this. If you are from the pagan or Wiccan community and you're looking for spell work, you could do those yourself. Okay. And those supplies are going to cost you probably $10 to $15. Where if you go to a psychic that's charging you hundreds or thousands of dollars, it's no. Let me give y'all guys some examples. Okay. I have a local client here that her family contacted me. Now, if you're not aware of what psychic chain letters are, okay, a chain letter is a letter addressed to you, but it picks up on computer a database, so it can be addressed to anyone. And it's not threatening, but it's putting the fear in you that if you don't buy this trinket, or if you don't send that $10, or if you don't donate $100, what you want will not come to pass. And what it is putting that seed of doubt and putting that seed of fear into you. Okay. And that is a really, really big racket and a really big scam. And I was contacted locally by their family member who had spent $150,000, her entire life savings and retirement, to a very well-known psychic, and had a living room full of these trinkets, down to his 8x10 pictures of them on the mantelpiece. Okay. Very heartbreaking. When you hear these stories, and like I said, the stories are staggering. The numbers are staggering. At the same turn, I also know another psychic who gathered $20,000 for a love spell to buy a pickup truck. So you take with that as you will. People, put some thought into what you're doing. Okay. It should be no different than a day at the spa if you're getting a mani-pedi or you're having your house cleaned or anything like that. It's got to be within reason. Okay. Now, going back to people that come to me and that, somebody has recommended me or somebody has given them a gift certificate from me to get a reading, and they're scared to death because they don't know what I'm going to say. Okay. I'm not going to tell you when you're going to die, nor should any other psychic tell you when you're going to die. These are things that we are generally not shown. Okay. Need to know basis. The same way, health questions are a little bit tricky. Yes, you can ask them. Will I have the answer? I do not know. There it goes to the title of the podcast, When Spirit Speaks. Sometimes we are shown things on health and sometimes we are not. Some things like this, I just feel like they were not meant to know the answers. Kind of like, as messengers of spirit, we do not know the lottery numbers. Because spirit knows if I know the winning lottery numbers, I'm not going to deliver the messages. I'm going to retire. Kind of a common sense thing. So I get that a lot. Why don't we know the lottery numbers? And, common sense. I really wish we did, but we don't. But I'm not going to tell you something that is going to devastate you. But I am going to be honest with you and what I see coming. Okay. Now, you've got to remember that in asking someone what is to come, you are asking for just that, what is to come. And sometimes it's not exactly what you want to hear. I think it's my job when it comes to being a psychic is what the delivery is on that. Okay. If you are adamant that let's say you're a woman seeking a love reading and you're adamant that he is the one, he is the end all, he is the be all, and you know that, and you come to me and I'm like, no, he's not. How are you going to take that? Because I'm going to follow that up with, I don't see it being him, but let me tell you who it's going to be and when that's going to occur. So you've got to be open-minded on your end too, but it's nothing to be nervous about. Because like I said, uptight, tense, stressed, no good, no fun. Okay. And if you don't understand something, you have to understand this is your reading and you're in control. So you can ask for clarification. Okay. If I tell you something or any psychic tells you something and you're not really understanding what they're saying, ask them to clarify that. Ask them to go further. Can they go further with that? Okay. Like I said, you control the reading, not the psychic. It's, you don't ever leave a psychic reading confused or without the answers that you went in to seek. Okay, that's very, very important when I say you're controlling the reading. Get the answers you want. Now, getting the answers you want may not be the answer you're seeking. Okay, but bottom line is get your questions answered. Okay. The other thing, going back to the scams and stuff, be leery of trinkets that they may want to sell you. They may be little figurines or little things, or like I said, candles, crystals, anything like that. There is nothing required for you to have a psychic reading. There's nothing required for what you want to come to pass. Okay. And you really need to have a complete and thorough understanding of that. Okay. None of us sell that fairy dust. None of us. Okay. What do you want to know in a reading? I mean, are you looking at your love life? Are you looking at your working career? And like I said, I am also very, very skeptical of psychics that do not want to do a general reading, because a lot of times I want a general reading. I want to know what's going on around me. I want to know what is to come. Okay. Now, the purpose of getting a psychic reading is so you do know what is to come. If it's not the outcome that you're seeking, you have an opportunity to take those steps to change that. Can you change it is a different story. Some things are fated. Some things are put out there. Some things have to line up and fall into place. And you watch my YouTube videos, you hear me talk about divine timing all the time. It's where things have to line up and fall in place for another event to occur. So if you're waiting on something, and let's use love for an example, okay? If you're waiting on love and you're waiting on that long-term relationship and you're waiting on that partner to come in, and you're getting frustrated because your divine timing is here, okay? You've done all the steps, everything has fallen into place, and you're ready. What you're not seeing is, what if your person's divine timing is not lined up with yours? There's nothing worse than when you bring in the right partner at the wrong time. And I see it often. I see it often. Okay. Sometimes the issue may have been forced, it may not have been, but it happens, and it happens often. And that's going to lead to heartbreak and just a whole disaster. So you have to remember, You have to dig deep and find your patience. Now, with that said, I am a fire sign. I am a Sagittarius. I have no patience, none whatsoever. So I totally get it. Okay. But you've got to remember when we speak to you about divine timing or that you're doing nothing wrong, that it is a matter of timing. It's not always involving specifically you. Okay. The same thing that holds true, lessons and blessings. It's real, folks. It's real. People come into your life for lessons. People come into your life as blessings, one or the other. Okay. So it's not always about you, even though it's you, your life, and your production. Okay. I think this is where people get confused when they say a reading can change and time frames can change. I don't necessarily see that your reading changes, and I don't necessarily see that as an actual change. But certain things, it's not always about you and your reading. It's about other people as well. And that has to be factored in. And, so like I said, put some thought into what you're looking for out your reading. Now, another question that I'm asked quite often, how often do you get a reading? That's up to you. That's up to you. If you got a general reading, obviously you covered many areas in your life. Let's say you covered maybe 3 subjects, okay? 3 particular subjects. And 2 of those subjects, things have come to pass or they're coming up on that time frame or things are getting ready to transpire what took place in your reading. Then yes, it may be time for another reading. I do offer daily readings for free on YouTube. It's a general for everyone of what to expect for the day, what the next 24 hours may or may not hold for you. Okay. And that should tide you over. I mean, there should be enough free readings out there to tide you over to your next full-blown paid for reading, your personal reading. Do not take a collective reading or a general reading personally. Okay. I tell you in every one of my videos to take with you what resonates, leave what does not behind for someone else, because they are general readings. Okay. So when I'm doing a reading for Aries, okay, and you're an Aries, I'm not reading you personally. I'm reading a whole genre of folks that fall under Aries. And that's cross watchers as well, because I do have a lot of cross watchers on my videos. Okay. So, like I said, there's going to be something there that will resonate and apply to you. So maybe the entire reading does. Okay. And there's going to be things in that reading that may not resonate with you at all. And that's the way it's supposed to be on a general reading. So when you go in and you're getting an actual psychic reading and you're getting a personal reading, that is taken off the table. The generals come off the table. Now we're talking about you one-on-one, what's going on with you. General reading, yes. But for you personally, what's coming up for you personally. So that's going to be different than a general reading for what we call the collective, which is the public at large or anybody coming in under that zodiac sign. So you really need to know the difference there. Now, the general readings for the collective and the ones that are like if we're doing a collective reading for Taurus or for Gemini, that means something is resonating with you in those readings. Okay. Something is hitting home with you. And that may be when you want to tune in for that personal reading. And like I said, a list of questions, it's up to you. It's helpful. It's not necessary. This is your reading and you're the one in control in it. You are the one that can ask for the clarification. You are the one that can ask for things to go further, or you're the one that can ask to end the reading that you don't want to know anymore. So it's not a psychic controlling a reading. It's you, the client, that controls it. There's a lot, like I said, there's a varying difference in everything. Is there anything you cannot ask a psychic? I think, the biggest ones are health. Yes, you can ask. Will they have answers? It's up in the air. Maybe, maybe not. Do they have the lottery numbers? Doubtful. Are they going to tell you when you or someone else is going to die? Highly doubtful. Okay. And when we think about that, is that really information you want to know? Do you want to know when your life is going to end? Do you want to know when someone else's life is going to end? Probably not. Bottom line is at the end of the psychic reading, like I said, you should feel uplifted and in comfort that all your questions have been answered. And if they have not, that's going to be a problem. You need to not leave that reading until they have been answered, okay? Or you need to discuss with your psychic why these questions haven't been answered, because that's the whole purpose of the reading, is the insights of what is to come, what is coming up. Now, jumping from a psychic reading to a mediumship reading, these are two separate issues, okay? I will tell anyone, I'll do, free generals for a lot of people, okay? But I will not do a general mediumship reading that is a connection to the other side. First of all, they tend to be lengthy. They are definitely going to be emotional. And the person that you're looking to contact may not be the first person that comes through. Okay. Sometimes 2 or 3 people will come forward before that particular person, or sometimes the person you're looking to connect won't come forward to at all. Those are always done by a private reading. They are never done in public or as a general. Okay. But it is kind of a general if you're looking to connect with one particular person, because like I said, it depends on who's going to come through for you. Just know the difference. So in the end result of what to look for in a psychic reading, have a working knowledge of the psychic that you're choosing to do your reading with. Look at your psychic's background. And like I said, pick the reading that is best suited for you. As psychics, we always encourage having a reading with someone else. If they don't, I get a little leery of that. Each psychic has gifts. They generally have more than one. So you may be getting information, the same information at both readings or at another reading, but one can go a little bit further. May one have more details than the other. Okay. So I hope this was some helpful information for you today. This is just on what to look for in a psychic reading. Some important points that you need to catch on to. And don't forget, those lists of scams and the stories of the scams, they are on my website. So feel free to check those out. Now, guys, you can contact me. It is JackieTomlin.com. And if you are seeking a personal reading, I highly recommend an appointment. It's not necessary, but sometimes very helpful for both me and you. I am in the Eastern time zone. Phone number is 804-731-2302. Love hearing your feedback on these podcasts, what you would like to see coming. I do have some guests lined up for you soon. What you would like to see the shows on, what you would like me to talk about. I have enjoyed your feedback tremendously. And as long as I'm getting that feedback, that show will continue to go on. You guys have a great week ahead, and I will see you soon. Bye.